Art inspires. You never know what kind of art is going to inspire somebody. Whether it be music, or the spoken word, or the written word, or films. Here we've got a movie, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. A lot of people would think, I mean, that was just a dumb comedy movie, you know. Slapstick kind of stuff. Who could it inspire? How about Jerry Garcia? In this segment that aired in February of 1995 on American Movie Classic or American Movie Channel's Movies That Changed My Life, Garcia said this movie taught him to appreciate both freaks and the underdogs, and to know that there was a place for the underdogs and the freaks. I've never seen Garcia happier in an interview. He smiles throughout almost the entire thing. So I'm pretty sure this movie had huge impact upon my life via Jerry Garcia. Thank you, Abbott. Thank you, Costello. Hey, Abbott.
Count Dracula sleeps in this coffin, but rises every night at sunset.
Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. My mother, I think, must have taken me to see it, I guess, when it came out, in 1948, I guess that was. I'd never seen a horror movie before. I don't know that I understood who Abbott and Costello were. And it frightened me to where I wouldn't even actually look at it. I mostly hid behind the seats. I had my head down and I cried, except occasionally I would glimpse the screen and go, it was just sheer panic. It's like the first time you're on a roller coaster, it's just, I don't remember anything except the thing of being just frightened, I remember the coffins, too, the opening up the coffins and clearing away the straw, Here's this big face, I mean, I was just, I was afraid. It scared me really out of my wits, but it scared and fascinated me. I was 6 years old. My father had died the previous year in 47, so that also made it kind of a heavy time in my life emotionally. It was another thing, I think, a big effect, a big reason for my clamping onto it, kind of. The thing of, a dead thing brought to life. It might have been the thing of the monster sort of shambling around, that's kind of the boogeyman thing, the can't walk well, The transformation, or Dracula changes into that bat, just in the shadows. It's so beautiful. It's animated. It really looks great. The Wolfman transformation, which I always loved. After that, I loved it. That is so cool. I mean, this was a juicy cast, and it was the last time these characters had dignity. The hypnosis thing, too, that's another part of that same thing. It's there's a powerful consciousness and there's a weak consciousness, and one of them is going to dominate the other. And it's interesting how the course of Western science has gone along the DNA discoveries and so forth, that these things all have to do with this drive to reanimate or to produce life, you know what I mean? In the sense, Frankenstein's monster, after all, is a science project, finally. For me, the iconography, the Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, and the Wolfman became figures of tremendous fascination for me. I mean, overwhelming. I mean, it led me, for example, to things like the discovery of German Expressionist theater and film, you know what I mean? The James Whale original Frankenstein is so beautiful, beautiful lighting, beautiful sets, you know, the great angular stuff and the great power, you know, of it. The Dracula character, you know, these things are all, they're icons in my life. They're personal icons. A lot of people, I mean, they have tremendous power. Here's the electrodes, and then these are interesting too, these staples. These, you only see these after the Bride of Frankenstein, I think, when he gets burned, and then exposes these staples. I was wondering, where's that flat head come from? You know, whose idea was that? And I got to thinking, well, maybe the makeup guy decided he wanted to do something to make the creature distinctly not human, you know, like different in a visual way. For me, that movie is the start of my fascination, first of all, with movies. You know, I mean, and I'm a filmmaker also. And the visual component is an important part of my life. I'm an art school person and so forth. Art is the other thing I do besides music. I used to draw pictures of the Frankenstein monster over and over, you know, endlessly in different positions and different configurations. And I studied carefully the old Jack Pierce makeup, you know, what it looked like. And I was totally absorbed. I became totally absorbed. I think part of it had to do with the thing of being afraid the first time I saw it, the thing of it having that power of fear over me. I think there was some desire on my part to embrace that, you know, to make that, to not let that control me that way. That whole business evoked something. It's like touched something, you know what I mean? Something, I don't know what, something very strong. And it hit me in that archetypal thing. It hit me right in the Jungian center, you know, boom, you know, dong, you know. Comedy, and the thing of being funny is, it's a smart strategy, you know, to get by, you know, in life. If you're not powerful, if you're not huge, if you're not muscular, if intimidation is too much work for you, you know what I mean? It works good at disarming powerful adversaries. Costello is a remarkable comedian. His very, very broad physical style of comedy fits beautifully with the sense of this movie, you know what I mean? In other words, it's as big as the scary part. I see him as a power figure because he prevails, you know. He does in fact win, you know. And that's that's a lot of power for the little guy too, you know what I mean? Which is also another thing that whole movie kind of is, like, it's the little guy. The little guy nobody believes him. When you're a kid, it's like being a kid. Costello's a kid. He's the kid. You know, he's the person, the youngest person in the family. You know what I mean? He's the one that nobody believes. And get out of here, you know, what are you talking about? I have a general fascination with the bizarre, you know, that comes directly from that movie. You know, that was my first sense of, there are things in this world that are really weird, you know. I don't think I knew that before I saw that movie, that there are things that are really weird and there are people who are concerned with them. You know, in some way that became important to me, and I guess I thought to myself on some level, I think I want to be concerned with things that are weird. I think that seems interesting to me because it seems like fun. Hi there. Hello. Frond. And that is in fact who I am.